let's be honest. Buying, selling, holding, trading most of the tokens in your portfolio is just reckless zero sum gambling. But it's not really your fault because most projects in crypto are based off hopes and dreams and promises and roadmaps, and they're not based off actual products that have customers. The proof is in the charts. Look at most of the DeFi tokens, and you'll see they go up in the beginning and then they go down forever. This is especially true for tokens used as, quote, rewards or tokens used for governance. Now, I don't want to invest in somebody's pet project, and I don't want to lose sleep over the tokens in my portfolio. I want to invest in an actual business, knowing that my tokens gain value as the business performs. Welcome, everybody. Joe here for Dead Cat Crypto, the channel producing educational Web3 content. This platform is dedicated to creating videos and driving discussions specifically for you, the end users and the early adopters of all this wacky technology. If you've been here before, you know that this is not a channel for pump and dumps. I'm not hyping up tokens that have no use cases, and I definitely don't give financial advice. However, I care very much about the token prices, and I assume that you do also. That's why you're here, and that's why I like sharing my research with you so that together we can make smart crypto decisions and keep our portfolios growing. If you haven't been here before, happy to have you. I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. Today, we're focusing on DePIN, which stands for Decentralized Physical Infrastructure. I call this crypto's most promising sector because it bridges the gap between Web 2 and Web 3. That means real businesses are emerging and they're built on blockchain. They're using cryptocurrency, they're decentralized, and they have actual applications. As you watch this banger of a video, keep in mind all the helpful links are down below. Make sure you click on official links, and that'll help you do more research. Links to the Dead Cat Telegram group and also my Twitter are down there as well. Let us begin. The problem with traditional storage is that they're so centralized, the data itself is vulnerable. It gets lost, it gets stolen, or sometimes the companies that you pay to store your data, they turn around and then they sell that data with no benefit to you. They don't even let you know when it happens. One of my favorites, this is actually decentralized storage. How do I know that? Well, it says it right here. And I'm guessing this is a little bit of a stab at the multitude of other decentralized storage apps across crypto that are not actually decentralized. They've got a couple of products. Yes, I said products. And number one is the Jackal Outpost. That's for blockchains. They've got Jackal Vault, which is for individuals like you and I. And I'm going to show you a mobile app where you could leverage this for yourself if you're interested. And then there's Jackal Enterprise, which are for actual businesses, and they go around and they actually sell storage, and they have some really good results so far, even though they're just getting started with the actual sales of this decentralized storage. Features of the Jackal protocol, and you could line this up side by side with any of the other decentralized storage protocols that you see on any other blockchain, but with Jackal you get near instant download speeds. I already mentioned that it's private. Not even they know who you are or what you're storing on the network. Triple redundancy spread across multiple jurisdictions. And of course, the code is open source. You can audit if you like before you trust them with your precious data. Now, Jackal is a Cosmos chain, and I'll get more into that in a bit. But because it's a Cosmos chain, it's its own network with its app built on top, and it has cross-chain functionality. There's about 80 or so, 90 or so chains in the Cosmos ecosystem. They are interoperable with one another. Since it's an actual blockchain protocol, your wallet, your private keys control your data. That means your data is custodied by you, not by the protocol. And yeah, it's just like tokens. You own them, your private keys, your tokens, your private keys, your data on Jackal. The protocol uses on-chain governance to manage some of the features. But yeah, this is private and there are no backdoors, so they can't take your data, decrypt it, and then do something with it without your knowledge. This is CoinGecko. You can see they're at about a 45 billion market cap. I mean, compare that to Arweave, which is one of the decentralized protocols that they're actually catching up to. By comparison, the Jackal token seems to be tremendously underpriced. And just like any other layer one token, it can be staked. It's used in governance. You can pay fees on the network. They can reward people on the network with this token, and it can be used maybe even as collateral on the network. We'll see. You can swap for the Jackal token from anywhere. Use Squid Router. It routes your trade from ETH, from any of these other chains, especially L2s, and you could get yourself some JKL token. A wallet that I like to use is Kepler. That's the Cosmos ecosystem native wallet, but there are a couple of others. Links are down below for you to do your own research. Final note on Jackal. This is Aegis. This is a mobile application that requires no crypto knowledge whatsoever. It abstracts away all the blockchain, all the tokens, and all the tech. It's just like a regular app that you would download to your phone. It's on Android right now, and it uses Jackal in the background. So if you're interested in this private, decentralized, secure storage, but you have no idea about how to get into crypto, this is definitely a way to take baby steps. This link will be down below as well. Solana has DePIN projects. Cardano has DePIN projects. There's even Peak, which is a blockchain that's dedicated to hosting DePIN applications, such as Silencio, which I have mentioned before on this channel. But there are problems with running businesses or apps on somebody else's chain. Namely, you don't have control over that base network, whether it be upgrades, outages, even excessive network traffic. These could interfere and unexpectedly hurt your niche blockchain business. And, there's a trade-off there to putting your app on somebody else's chain. That's why there's Cosmos, right? And Cosmos seems to be a great place for these DePIN projects to launch. Cosmos, if you remember, is the internet of blockchains. It's a bunch of different chains. And the original vision was to connect all these chains, which are supposed to be application-specific networks called app chains. And these chains were separate, but they were interoperable, allowing tokens and data to be passed back and forth, a very seamless bridging infrastructure that Cosmos is kind of famous for. Well, app chains like Jackal have 100% of the block space and validator set dedicated to that single storage app. These apps would be governed by the validator set, and they can cater to upgrades to suit the application's needs, which is sitting on top. And like I said, it's the only app on the chain, so you can customize the chain for the app. Make sense? Good, because now we're going to talk about Akash. And here is Akash, the world's premier decentralized compute marketplace. I would say in terms of development, Akash is a little bit further along than Jackal. It's been around a lot longer, and it was one of the very first Cosmos chains. It, like Jackal, is an app chain. It's an entire blockchain dedicated to Akash, which is, like it says here, a compute marketplace. A good way to think about Akash is that it's the Airbnb of cloud computing. You could access GPUs at very, very competitive prices. You could see it does have kind of a developed ecosystem here. As far as the marketplace goes, it's a nice, simple little UI, and you can see GPUs, you search them up, you can see what they're available, you can see the price, and you just rent them. They've got 617 GPUs, and about 3/4 of them are being used at this time. Look at that, a product that's in demand, people are paying money to actually use it. And of course, Akash being its own layer one blockchain, it's got its own token, just like Jackal does. And a lot of the same utilities, right? You could do staking. It could be used for rewards. It's used for governance, right? The governance does play a key role in developing the application and making decisions about the application. It secures the blockchain, of course. One of the key differences with Akash is that they do have a treasury, a community pool, where they are able to fund different endeavors that are going to drive that Akash ecosystem even further. Here's the Akash token. You can see it's at about $1 billion market cap. It's been super volatile, but if you were able to pick it up down here, you don't really care about the volatility very much. You're happy that you caught this giant wave up. And I remember the Akash token really taking off when GPUs were there was more demand than supply. There was a shortage, right? So Akash caught that wave. They're catching the AI wave as well. They do have some AI deployments in their ecosystem, but you could see it is further along than Jackal. Their token is traded on some centralized exchanges. I know it's traded on Kraken, and there are a couple of others, but just like Jackal, you can get this on Squid Router from just about anywhere, whether it be Binance, one of the ETH layer 2s, Ethereum mainnet, wherever. This next one's a good one. And if you're in my Telegram, you already heard me talk about this. I mentioned it when the token was really cheap. It got discovered a little bit, price pumped about 15 to 20x. And even at a pullback, the token's doing really well. So if you bought like I did, you're extremely happy. What I really like about this, not only is it a GPU marketplace app, the token's on Ethereum, so it's easy to get. It's an ERC20, but also they're tying their name into AI, which is white hot right now. All the things that I like to see on top of having a useful product. From NodelyAI.com, it looks like you could download the app, enter the marketplace, brings you to NodelyAI.tech. So rent, sell, buy. Doesn't get more straightforward than that. Remember, these are Web 2 ideas that are simply leveraging Web 3 technology. So it shouldn't be like, discovering a new planet when you go to one of these websites. Here's where you could download the app. I have an iPhone, so I know the app is on iPhone. I think that they either just deployed or about to deploy the app on Android. But yeah, GPU rental marketplace. The growth in marketing is needed to really send the token. And again, I know you clicked on the video because we want to talk about the tokens. So let's go to that first, and then I'll talk about some other reasons why I think this will send and why I think this is a great play if you're in the market for some calculated risk-taking small market cap token. I know you clicked because you want to see the token. Let's look at the token before we get into some more specifics. But it's kind of in the same realm as Akash, which is at $1 billion market cap. This one's sitting at 4 million. If you're in the market to take some calculated risks, kind of an asymmetric risk reward play here, I mean, look no further than this. It's in the right sector. It's got the AI affiliation here for the branding. It looks like a Web 2 marketplace, and the market cap is sitting at $5 million, and it's on ETH, where you have the second biggest market cap overall, the most liquidity that could be deployed into DeFi and tokens in all crypto. I bought when it was at like a $300,000 or $400,000 market cap. It's still up about 12x. I did sell a little bit to cover my initial position and then some, and now I'm ready for the ride. I think this can really go. I think DePIN projects in general, if they've got mobile apps, they're primed to hit that 9-figure market cap, or at least a lot of them are. And I like the way NodelyAI is situated. They are on track, according to the team, to have way more GPUs available in the next couple of months, between 300 and 500 more GPUs by the end of the month, actually. The team, they have experience from the computing industry, NVIDIA, etc. And what really caught my attention was that they were claiming $25,000 in monthly revenue. So I tweeted, hey, 25,000 monthly revenue, the market cap's only 300,000. That's really good. By crypto standards, that's amazing. And that's what ultimately made me kind of buy even more than my initial position. And I was assured that the revenue was in US dollars, in fiat, which is interesting. Now, this is a little bit early. I get if you don't like the risk, you want to go with what you know, understand. Keep this one on the back burner. Keep this one on your watch list. One thing that's, the project's new, I could live with it, but one thing that would, I would want to know more is how the actual token is integrated into the protocol, into the service, into the mobile app. I know that I was told by the team that the holding the token will get you a reduction in the service fees. The service fees currently sit at 17%. That's their revenue. And you can stake the token and you could passively accumulate if you want to do that. And that's what I am doing with my position. I think maybe some more information about the revenue might attract some whale buyers. Maybe this the market cap being too low. A lot of whales don't want to come in because they're going to suffer, horrendous price impact slippage when they make their purchases. I would like to know exactly how much of this is actually on chain, being that it's on ETH, right? ETH is expensive to transact on. It's not ideal for a lot of microtransactions, especially. So maybe as this grows, would they consider moving to L2 if it's even necessary? Or is this mostly like a brick and mortar business and they're just kind of using crypto to kind of reach that demographic of people who would rent GPUs on a marketplace? But this one I'm keeping on the watch list. I hope you are too. And I'll be talking about it a lot more in my Telegram and, of course, on Twitter. So look out for those. That's it. That's my DePIN video. I think we're kind of early in DePIN. Real businesses need time to mature. Word of mouth needs to happen to get more customers focused on the product. And the crypto space itself is still growing. So it's not unreasonable to think that a lot of that attention and a lot of that capital will start to get directed to real products, especially as this institutional investment takes hold and traditional investors are looking for actual protocols, actual tokens that resemble real traditional businesses.